See if anyone can hear me on this.
You have sound.
Oh, right. Now I just have to tell them all. New stream. Yeah, Cindy says she can see it. Oh, that was a palaver. So I don't know what the OBS stuff is. I've just gone through YouTube.
Probably for the best.
Yeah, that was a pain in the bum. I don't know if anyone else has found me, but hopefully they will. Hey, Cindy. How is the sound now? Can you actually hear me properly? Yay! I don't know if anyone else has managed to find me. I ended up I've got a new camera, and then I tried using OBS software, because it's supposed to be better to work with, but I can't get the sound to work, so I've just literally gone live through YouTube. So I'll probably just have to, the quality's not quite as good, but there's not much I can do about that. But yeah, I don't know if you can see, I'm a little sunburnt. I'm a lot sunburnt. We went to the beach today and Monday and Tuesday. We've been testing out different beaches along the coast. I am just going to see if turning a light switch on will make in here any better. 2 seconds. We have light. There we go, how's that? It's a bit better, isn't it? The sunburn's worth it. Yeah, really enjoyed. We decided to just go along the coast of Dorset and find different beaches. So we've been experimenting with different ones. We've been to 2 shingle ones, pebble ones, and one that's sand and pebble. And tomorrow we're hoping to make it to a fully sand one. So I've got lots of photos, and so what I'll probably end up doing is doing a separate video with each day's worth of photos, naming it the name of the beach so that you can see which ones I've been to. But it's been lovely. It's quite funny to watch my heart rate. It seems to be like almost permanently on 100 odd at the moment. And yet we went to the beach and just went wee and down to a nice, I think it was like 82 or something. No, in fact, I think it was 72 beats per minute, which was really kind of relaxed. And yeah, I loved it. So yeah, we'll go again tomorrow. We had Wednesday off where we just rested all day. I did nothing. I just needed to rest because I'd overdone it the last couple of days. But then today we went out again and it's been wonderful. So what are you all up to anyway? Anything good? Any new projects on the go? I got my pen from Nathan. My little 5D pen. Isn't it fab? It's so pretty and it's really light, which is quite nice. I haven't had a chance to use it yet because I haven't got any 5D paintings. I need to buy some new ones. But I will be soon. Very quiet in the chat. Can you all still hear me? Or am I talking to myself, which I do regularly, so it makes no difference. Yeah, I don't know what will happen with the sound on the other one, so I'm going to have to experiment. But this seems to be working, so it's fine, isn't it? Yeah, it's hot, and I gather it's going to get much hotter over the weekend, which I'm not looking forward to. Because as you can see, even in cooler weather, I burn. I burn just walking out the front door. It's a nightmare. Somebody liking one of my comments? Yeah, it's a nightmare, isn't it, Cindy? No matter what you do, you just burn. I mean, I don't, I'm not going out in skimpy bikinis or anything. I'm just going out in normal clothing and hats and things, and I just burn. I don't think I watch Crochet Grandma. Is that a YouTube channel? Is that the name of it? I'll have to have a look. I haven't done Tunisian for a while, but I've never done it with cross stitch. That sounds quite interesting. Just looking Crochet Grandma. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've not followed her. I'm following her now. I can watch some of her videos later. Yeah, Malta did look nice. Wouldn't mind going there. Oh, that's quite kind of cool idea. I've never actually got around to making any proper stockings. I don't know why. I think the boys just weren't really bothered by it, so we got cheap tatty ones. That's right, I get everything wrong. If you watch one of my videos the other day, I was trying to pronounce Sharon, the one doing the dragon along, crochet along. I can't pronounce her last name. I ain't got a clue. Hi, Jamming with Yarn. It's been nice to have a little chat. I should be sat here doing my little crochet. I'm working on corner to corner. See my hook hanging there, but it's the same yarn I used for the star blanket. Just I'm doing it in corner to corner, and I'm going to use 2 balls instead of 1. The colours really aren't showing in this light. It's just it's much prettier and much more vibrant, I promise. Hi, Terry. Ohala. I'll try to remember that. Sharon Ohala. Let's see. I should know these things, but I haven't got a clue. But, yeah, what I really should be working on is my father-in-law's vest, which I started last year, and then thought, no, instead of doing it for his Christmas, I'll do it for his birthday. And then I forgot until Duncan mentioned that it's my father-in-law's birthday on Monday. So I have a whole vest to get knitted in a very short space of time. But instead, I'm sat here crocheting because I can't be bothered. I mean, he won't really care. We'll just get him something else. I've made him 2 or 3 vests, which he wears regularly, so it's not as if he needs any more. But I'm just, what it is he wears one full of holes, and I keep trying to encourage him to get rid of it, but he won't. He likes having one that's absolutely. He says it's because it's for gardening. It doesn't matter if it's full of holes. And I suppose, yeah, he's right. It doesn't. But still, it'd be nice to wear some of the nicer ones instead of one that is literally threadbare. I mean, how it still stays together and stays on his body, I'd love to know. But I suppose one day when it falls apart, he'll stop using it. Hey, Nathan! I just showed people your feather. Colouring is awful here, this colouring. But I don't know how to adjust for any better colour options. There's buttons down here, but I don't know what they mean. I don't know if that's my stream health or what. I haven't got a clue. So the only other time I've gone live on my iPad, so it's pretty straightforward. But with the new webcam, I'm on my computer and I haven't got a clue what I'm doing. I should ask Jan. She should be a pro at it by now. Maybe she'll be able to tell me. I know somebody mentioned that they'd like to do hairpin lace. Where'd my chat go? Have I disappeared? My chat's just completely disappeared. Oh, and it's back. What happened there? Does it disappear if I don't have my mouse on it? I ain't got a clue. Are you working on your Christmas square? I'm doing another one next week. I've taken this week off because Duncan took the week off for holiday. I'm working on anything and everything that's simple. Hence, just sat doing this. My live chat keeps disappearing. What is going on there? Is there some kind of setting I need to do? Doesn't seem to be. Weird. I don't know what's going on there. It's not like on the iPad where it disappears because it's on the screen. This is off to the side of the screen and it keeps disappearing. I'm not full screen. I don't think I am. I have my screen and then I have the chat beside it. So I don't think I'm full screen. Oh, try setting up a bit a minute. This is my lovely chair that I got as part of my DSA, and I actually have armrests here. If I unscrew one, I might be able to show you. My son Kurt's just sneaking past, going. He doesn't like being on camera. Yeah, these are my armrests. They clip to the table, and then I can rest my arms on them, so I don't have any weight on my body, arms. So when I'm tired, I can continue studying, and they're fabulous. I use them for everything. I can get it back on. Tighten it back up. Yeah, let's see if I can take a photo and show you what my screen is to show you where the chat is. So don't know if you'll be able to see this, but will it show it? There we go. See, so there's my screen. Whew. Going around everywhere there. Hold on. You're seeing all my photos. There we go. So yeah, there's my screen, and then there's my chat to the side, and that's what keeps disappearing. So I don't know why it keeps disappearing. Oh, so am I full screen then? Because I ain't got a clue. So maybe there's a button that says pop out chat. What does that do? Should I try that and see what happens? Oh, that puts it into a new window all on its own. Weird. We'll try that, see if that stops it from disappearing, shall we? And we make that different size. We can. There you go. I popped out the chat and then I put it in the same place. So let's see if that's worked. I don't even know how to go full screen. Is there a button for going full screen? You can't see one. Really don't know what I'm doing. Oh well, never mind. I can see the chat when I move my mouse over to it, so hopefully it won't disappear forever. We can live in hope. But yeah, for those who were mentioning about wanting to learn hairpin lace, I know somebody was, and I can't remember off my hand who it was. That top there is hairpin lace. It's on a yellow top at the moment, but go that way. There we go. See, so that's hairpin lace, which is so pretty. Ah, it was you, Denise. I wondered if it was, but I was never 100% sure. But yeah, that's one of the hairpin lace tops that I currently have in stock. I have another style put away, but I couldn't be bothered to find it out. So that's the sort of thing you could make. So it's not just for scarves and things. So if you're interested, I can probably do a video on how to make that, because that was something I did. I didn't follow a pattern or anything. so it wouldn't be subject to copyright or anything. Oh, that's Lego. The Disney castle on the top is actually a 3D puzzle, and then everything else in the display cabinet is Lego. The top one is Lego Elves Castle. The middle one is more Lego Elves. It's a different type of one. And then we have more Lego Elves. And then down here is architecture. The bottom there, that shelf there is architecture. Below that is some motorbikes and some minifigures. And what you can't see is over on another shelf is Duncan's Lego Star Wars. We have a real thing for Lego in this house. Mally is currently on holiday in Legoland in Denmark, the home of Lego. Oh, how was the school play, Joe? Yeah, I plan on getting Disney Lego castles instead of just the puzzle one. But the ones I want come a lot more expensive. So I've got to wait for them. Yeah, we really love Lego in this house. We actually have crates of it. We actually have old Lego from when Duncan was a kid. So we've got, is it Moon Landing it's called?
I had lots of space ones.
Yeah, what's the one we built here?
It was one of the space stations.
Yeah, space station moon thing. We have that.
We had 2 different space stations.
Yeah, and we've got an old castle. And we've got some Lego City, more Lego Star Wars because my oldest son also collects Lego and he has a load of the older Lego Star Wars. And then we've just got loads of old sets that are just basically big piles of Lego blocks now. But yeah, we really do love it. You know, some of the kids I've seen moving on to secondary school, Joe, you look at them. Well, my niece was one of them. I mean, she's been there. Ruby goes up next year, doesn't she?
I think so,
Yeah. So my niece Ruby, she goes up to secondary school next year. She's so tiny. I mean, they're so small. How can they go to secondary school? It is very expensive these days, Nathan. That's why we only get them special occasions, birthdays, Mother's Day, Father's Days, or if I've done a really good sale with my shop, then we might treat ourselves to one then. It's just too expensive otherwise. Often the big sets are gifts from other people. The bigger castle at the top was actually a gift from my oldest son for my birthday this year. I think the one below it was a gift. Was it a Mother's Day gift or something when it done?
I can't remember.
Yeah, so most of and what we tend to do with the kids as people, our family all put the money together to buy the bigger stuff they want. So they bought bigger Lego. Yeah, we build them all. And what we do is we all sit around the table as a family and we take in turns building the object because we all like to take turns building. Though Mally has sent me a photo. He's just bought what was it called? It's something from Paris.
Arc de Triomphe.
Yeah, the Arc de Triomphe. He just bought that is with his Lego money over in Legoland in Denmark, and he's just finished building it. Yeah, so that's what Mally's bought with his money in Denmark, which he's got to transport home. I asked if I could build it. He's like, I've already built it. But you may have to take it apart to transport it home again, so I'll get to help him build it then. No, I never glue it together. No, because that means we can't take it apart again. We like to take it apart and rebuild it. No. I'm old school. I like to keep it separated so we can rebuild it over and over again. You know, Joe, I used to have the same thing with my brothers and sisters. I'm the oldest. Well, with my twin, we're the oldest of 6 kids. And every time we built something in Lego, the younger ones would come along and destroy it. But not much we can do. April, which one did you want to know how long it took to make? Because some of them are a couple of hours. Some of the smaller ones are like 10, 15 minutes. Some are a couple of hours. My son actually has, is it a Death Star?
No,
Millennium Falcon. Not the biggest one, but he has a Millennium Falcon, and that took several hours to build. But that's all part of the fun.
Never afford the Death Star.
No, that's a good point. Yeah, we can't afford the Death Star. That's just on our list of dreams. There's a few on our list of dreams. I don't think we'd fit the Death Star in the house though, because this is about as much storage as we've got left in the house. Until we can find someone to buy the empty fish tank so we can put another glass display cabinet, we've got no storage left. So the castle at the top is a 3D puzzle. How did the Disney castle take me, darling?
Probably less than an hour.
Yeah, but less than an hour. That one was really quick because it's a 3D puzzle rather than actual Lego. But it still looks, I love it. You can't actually see on camera, but my husband's actually hung a minion on the top tower climbing up it. There's we do like 3D puzzles and normal puzzles, but we don't have many of them. My son, my youngest one, Mally, he has a 3D Eiffel Tower, which has lights on the bottom, so it changes colour, which is really cool. But yeah, we've got a long list of ones we want to get at some point. But we just need a bigger house. So do you lot like Lego? Do you play with Lego? Or build Lego? Some people don't like to say they play with Lego when they're an adult. I play with Lego. I will get on the floor with the kids and I will build. Or usually I'll get them to pass it up to me because getting on the floor is too much hard work. I don't watch all of the Lego TV shows, but I have watched some. Lego Owls and Lego Friends. I haven't watched the Lego Star Wars, but my husband and my sons have. I don't know what other Lego ones there are, but yeah, between us all, I think we watched them all. But I tend to stick to the Owls and Friends, that sort of one, whereas they tend to stick to the Star Warsy type ones. Yeah, see, so sensible. Lego, no matter what your age, Lego is awesome to play with. Anyone who says you're too old for Lego is just seriously deluded. And that's my chat sphere again. There we go. You know what, dude? I don't need a reason. I'd buy it whether I had kids or not. I actually also have a thing for Disney, so I have the entire Disney collection. I don't have any little girls, but I have all of the Disneys. Well, at least I'm working my way to all of them. Getting there slowly but surely. Yeah, I used to think I have to have a little girl to have all this girly stuff, and then I thought, no, I don't. I can have it if I want it. I'm a grown woman. If I want something, I can have it. So I do. Yeah, Duncan's parents kept all of their Lego from kids. So when we had kids, we got to have it transferred over here. Some of it's gone to my brother-in-law with his little kid, Lucy. So, but she hasn't had much of it because she's got so much of her own anyway. So we've got most of it in tubs. And it's those, I don't know if anyone remembers, those old school bins with lids that you clip up on the sides, little plastic ones. You get them in red and green and things. We have them. That's how old our stuff is. It's all old. anyone got any nice plans for the weekend? Because from what I gather on the heat, I might be hiding inside. I had hoped that maybe we'd make it to a beach, but we don't know what time Mally's coming back, so until we really hear anything, we don't really want to disappear out. But he's been having a fabulous time where he's staying. He's been ice skating, he's been to a water park, he's been bumper cars, he's been to the arcade, he's been to Legoland a couple of times. He's just having one hell of a time. I'm kind of really jealous. I know that feeling around, Denise. I should be cleaning right now, but I'm not. I'm crocheting, talking to you guys, because, well, cleaning's no fun. Why would I want to clean? It's also hard work. My Hoover's heavy. Oh no, Joe, working. That's a bummer. As much as I miss being able to work and hold down a job, I don't miss working weekends or late nights. Oh, you're having a birthday party for him? He's just turned 16, hasn't he, Terry? Let's hope he's nicer than my one when they turn 16. Kurt's right, but Reese, he thinks he knows it all. Don't actually know where he is. He didn't come home from work. He's just out and about somewhere. Which is about normal. Knowing him, he's at the beach, because normally in the evenings he goes to the beach, which is why I've been sending him photos of me at the beach on the day while he's working. Hi, Eve. I hope whatever job you're doing is not too hot in this heat that we're supposed to be getting. Because I know some jobs, the uniforms are like black, and that is insane in this heat. My sister works in a hotel and she wears black. She says it's awful. Oh, how old's your son going to be, Christy? Oh dear, Denise, that's a little bit of an issue. Lucky for me, the craft room is actually just that, a craft room. It's not the spare room. We don't have a spare room because I wanted my craft room. So if anyone comes to stay, they sleep on the sofa or they take my bed. Reese is actually, his room is actually the conservatory beside us. He refuses to go into the craft room, which I've offered him because it's too small. It is tiny. Once he puts his bed in there, there'd be no room for anything else. But yeah, he won't go for the thing. So he has the conservatory, and I get the box room as my craft room. Unfortunately, I have so much stuff in there, I can't actually get in there to work, which is why I do all my craft stuff downstairs. Oh no, Joe, black uniform. Oh, then that's just nightmare. I hope you're at least inside with air conditioning. 19. Oh, that's the age of my middle one, the one that's a pain in the bum. I just realised, darling, that you've got the fan over there and I'm sat here boiling. We need 2 fans. I'm not sure I could handle having my son live 5 hours away. 2 of them want to move abroad. It's just terrifying for me. Okay, Jay. Bye, Jay. I hope it doesn't get too bad for you in the heat working. So that's great, replying to some of the YouTube comments. Getting there, slowly but surely. Yeah, I've got this much left of this one, so there's not much left. I do have a whole other ball, so I will start work on that one for the return. So I don't know what size it's going to be, but I think it's going to be a reasonable size. So I'm happy with that. Eve, I can't spell anything. That's what spell check's for me. Don't worry about spelling things wrong. No, my spelling is appalling, which is probably a problem considering I'm about to start a creative writing module in my degree. Oops. I've got this really cool software from the DSA, the Disability Student Allowance, that helps correct spelling and things for dyslexics, and they let me have it because of my fibrophobia, because I forget words. So hopefully that will help with my bad spelling. Oh, this one, the top's actually white and it's a yellow undercoat, yellow top underneath. But the colour in this room is so off that you can't tell, but it's white sequin. It's the Galaxy yarn, King Cole Galaxy. So it's actually full of sequins, which I think is really quite lovely. It's so pretty. And that shawl there, badly put on, is actually the Jessica shawl from Claire. Bob Wilson 123, is it? Yeah, if I wasn't so lazy, I could have put the other hairpin lace top on so you could see it, but I'm just going to be bothered to get it out. Yeah, we'll have to work out some lighting to try to get correct lighting in here. Problem is, if I open up the curtains, it blows out one side and makes the other side really dark, so that doesn't work. It keeps slipping down. I'll hopefully be doing a video, Christy, showing how to make that as part of my hairpin lace range. I'll start filming all that sort of stuff next week once Don comes back at work, when I'm bored and lonely again. I think YouTube finally fixed the syncing error for subscribers, because now both of them all read the same thing. Because at one point I had 4 different numbers, depending on which device I was using, which was ridiculous. Slowly inching my way up there. One day I will get to 1,000. According to Social Blade, it's going to be next year by the time I hit 1,000. So it's going up a little slower than I would have hoped. But oh well, never mind. Oh wow, Eve, that's amazing. That's a long old flight, isn't it? I'm not sure I could cope with not seeing my son for 4 years. I mean, they drive me mad, but I miss him so much. I miss them when they go to work and when they go to college and uni. This is the longest Mally's been away from us, and I've been texting him every day. Yeah, I think New Zealand's one of the places that Reese is considering. Australia, America, and New Zealand, I think he's considering. Whereas Kurt, my oldest, is America or Germany, because that's where he's got some friends. I expect America's probably better for him because he's currently at uni doing 3D animation. So, working with films and TV shows is probably going to be better to get a job over in America. But we'll see where he ends up. He may not decide to move and just work in this country. But at the moment, he is looking like he plans on moving abroad. And I'm not sure he can cope with that. I know we're supposed to let them go. But still, I like them being at least close by so I can check in on them. One too many double crochet there. Duncan's crochet is coming along really nicely. He's had a hand at trying a granny square, and it's really good. So hopefully soon he'll be making products. Maybe once mine gets to that age, I'll be all right with them being away that long. My oldest is 20, then I have 19 and 13-year-olds, so they're still my babies to me. I keep getting told off for calling them my babies at that age, but to me they are. And he's like, talk about. I've got no rants. I'm just too happy being out and about on the beach. It's been so nice and calming and relaxing. I'm a little Bernie. Yeah, rub it in. Duncan doesn't burn. I think I've known him to burn once or twice in all of the years I've been with him. Whereas he just tans, and my middle one, Reese, just tans. Whereas I burn. Reese keeps coming and going, want to compare? How are we doing now? And I'm like, you already know I'm white as hell and you're tanned as hell. It's not fair. Yeah? Pop a picture up in the YouTube group, Denise, so I can have a look. Because I want to see. Because I've never done cross stitch on Tunisian. So it'd be really interesting to see what it looks like. Is it hard or was it pretty simple? I'll keep an eye out for the photo, Denise. That'd be awesome. So if I keep blinking, my eyesight's going a bit funny. I can't actually see properly. You see, names, I do lettering, but I find lettering really quite hard. Though I know how to do it. It's the designing it, because some people like pretty fonts. Can't do pretty fonts. You get box letters from me, and that's all you get. Can do box letters, and I've only ever done names and lettering in knitting. I've never done it in crochet, so I don't know. I know a lot of people do, what was it, bobble stitch or puff stitch or popcorn stitch or something like that for names in crochet. I've never tried. Yeah, in knitting, all I've done is done it with colour work, so I'll have the letters a different colour than the background to create the names. But obviously you can do it with the same colour in crochet by doing bobble stitch or whatever it is, and I've never actually done that yet, so it's something I should try really. We've lost a few people. Only got 3 left. You're bored of me. Need more topics. What I really should do is write down a list of topics to talk to you all with, but this was just a test on the camera, so didn't really have much to talk about really. Because I haven't got much to show you because I've just been going out to the beach all week. So I've got lots of photos to show, which I'll pop into a video at some point, but no actual real crochet work. This is literally all I've worked on because it's easy to carry around. Still deciding on what to do with my hair. We've had more votes for purple, but we've had some for red, so I thought I might leave it another week and see how it votes out, and then make a decision then to what colour I'll do. I am going to have to nick that fan off my husband soon, I think. It's a lot warmer over this side of the house than the other. This is technically my dining room. As you can see, it's not very big. It ends there, that's where it leads into the conservatory, and it's just past the unit next to what you can see, and then it ends there. So, and this is supposed to be a dining room. It's literally a corridor. You're living on a boat. How awesome! Do you stay in one place or do you move around different places exploring? Chat still likes to disappear. I don't know what's going on with that. I'm guessing it's just if you don't move the mouse for every so often. Because if I move the mouse, it doesn't disappear. Weird. I bet that's lovely, Eve. Just being able to move around, fly around. See, I like the idea of living on a boat, but I like too many crafts to be able to fit it all on a boat. And so I couldn't do it because between I have a spinning wheel, a knitting machine, 2 weaving looms, several mannequins, a large amount of yarn, quilling, origami, sewing, which includes a sewing machine and an overlocker, other paper crafts, painting, drawing. Can't remember what else, but anyway, yeah, way too many things that's going to fit on a boat. Burnley, I have no idea where that is. Geography is not my strong point. I can tell you we've been going along the Dorset coast, and at Hampshire and Dorset. See, I'm not even right there. It's Hampshire and Dorset coast. And that's about it. Yes, I don't know if Burnley is anywhere near me. If it's even in another country, I haven't got a clue. Oh, now I'll have a look, Denise. Oh, wow, that looks amazing, Denise. That looks really awesome. So neat. I'm definitely going to have to look up how to do that, because that's just really cool. Oh, in the north of England. Yeah, see, I'm south, so I really don't know much. I can tell you where Southampton is. I can tell you where a few places in Wiltshire are. And that's about it. I live in Wiltshire, and I couldn't tell you where half of Wiltshire is. But I live on a bottom end of Wiltshire that's almost Hampshire, to be honest. So geography is really, I'm so bad at geography. Practice makes perfect, Denise, and I think yours looks fantastic. So I'm sure if you need to redo it, it'll look even better when it's done. But the one you've shown me looks amazing. So I'm sure the other one doesn't look that bad. Oh yeah, I never know how to say your name. Is it Linnaeus? I'm really sorry, I haven't got a clue. So your greenhouse. You see, I love plants, and I think they're beautiful, and I'd love to have a greenhouse, but I don't have a green thumb. I have, it's called a black thumb. Plants die on me. I can keep an aloe vera alive. That's about it. Lina. Okay. See, terrible with names I am. I'm really sorry. But yeah, I'd love to have gorgeous plants everywhere, but I just really bad. Duncan's not too bad, so I rely on him to keep the plants alive. Nice. Oh no, squash is dead. We've grown some fruit and veg and potatoes over the years. They haven't gone too bad. We've done them as like experiments with the kids. But I can't keep them alive for too long. So we just eat them really quickly. You don't like squash? I like butternut squash. And I don't mind pumpkin too much, which I think is the type of squash, isn't it? But is there other ones? I've never really tried anything else. I've certainly never grown my own squash. I've grown carrots, parsnips, tomatoes, lettuce, and potatoes. And not all of them worked out very well. It's nothing quite like growing your own veg, is there? It's just wonderful. Sense of accomplishment. And it's healthy and pesticide free. Unless, of course, you put pesticides on it, but at least then you know what's been on it. I think we need a bigger garden to be able to really grow any proper amount of veg. Duncan's parents got a lovely garden. They got a gorgeous veg patch, which they've grown loads of different things over the years. Oh, organic, that's the way to go. Unfortunately, most of my family don't agree with me, but I love organic. That's the only way to go as far as I'm concerned. But then I'm also the only vegan in the house, so though I'm flexi vegan, my medication has capsules that are gelatin. Nothing I can do about that. And sometimes I need to eat when we're out and about and can't find vegan food. But now in our town, it's getting more and more vegan shops. It's wonderful. Started off with just really the one shop called Good Fare, which is ethically sourced vegan shop. So it sells all wonderful foods, they're all ethically sourced and wonderful. But since she's come along, loads of places have realised that there actually is a really good market for healthy vegan food in this city. So now there's a whole load of places that do vegan and gluten-free foods, because I'm also gluten-free. They've actually just released a little map booklet with all of the current vegan and gluten-free shops around town, which is really handy. I never realised there was quite so many, so it's really cool. I've been flexi vegan for just over a year now. I'd love to go full vegan, but with my medication, it's just not possible. And I have to admit that there are times I just fancy chicken. It's not often, but there are times I do. So they're going to eat it anyway. If it's already in the house, I'm not creating a bigger demand, so I don't mind having it once in a while, but I'd rather not to have it if I can help it. Yeah, I'm lactose free as well. I'm okay with nuts. I shouldn't eat mushrooms, but I do. And I'm starting to think there's a few other foods that I shouldn't be eating, possibly even tomatoes, because I seem to be reacting quite badly to a few. Problem is, I love lasagnas and pizzas and spaghetti bolognese. Now, obviously, they are the spaghetti bolognese and lasagnas are actually vegetarian, dairy-free, because the corn mince isn't vegan; it's only vegetarian. But if I had to give up tomatoes, that wipes out a whole host of foods I really like to eat. So I don't know what to do. It is. Some people say switch out the capsules for vegan capsules, which is all very well, but there's a reason they're in that type of capsule because of the time it takes to release them. So unless you can guarantee the other capsule has the exact same dispersal properties, it's dangerous to switch them when people like us are on higher level meds. So I'm just not going to risk it. And if other vegans think that makes me a bad person, well, that's their tough luck, isn't it? Yeah, I'm not one of these, as I call them, warrior vegans who demands that everyone they know goes 100% vegan, and if you have something that's not vegan, you're an incredibly bad person. As far as I'm concerned, if you can at least do some, you're still helping the situation, and that's all you need to do. The best you can do is good enough. Here it's 8:40. So you're an hour ahead of us then. I'm assuming it's only 1 hour, not a whole cycle. It's 8:40 in the evening, so yeah, I think where Mali is now, he's an hour ahead of me in Denmark, I think. Can't remember. Oh, right, so it's 2:40 for you at least. So middle of the day, I'm guessing, not at middle of the night. Yeah, I'm not very good at working out time differences for across different countries, so I just go live whenever and hope that at least somebody's about. I haven't worked out how to do the scheduled lives yet. I tried to schedule one once and couldn't work out how to get back into the live part that I scheduled, so I ended up just going live without the schedule. So one day I'll work that out, and then hopefully that'll give you even more warning instead of me just putting notification up in the YouTube channel. Because in theory you'd get notification about it from YouTube, but of course that doesn't always work, because we all know YouTube doesn't like to give notifications. Yeah, we do, Denise. The hours in England, is the time change the same in Wales and Scotland still? Has it changed?
Yeah.
So yeah, so in our part of the UK, we go forward or backwards an hour. What's the dates?
generally the last weekend in March they go forward. And
Yeah, so we
last
go
weekend in October they go back.
Last weekend in March we go forward, and then last weekend in October we go back. Which is a bit of a pain in the bum, to be honest. I know why they do it, but it's still a pain in the bum. Yeah, lucky for me, all of my electronics set the times themselves, and then that way I only have to change the one clock in the house. Because if I had to do them all manually, I would never remember that we have to change the times. Yeah, I think Scotland trialed a different timeline and a different amount of jump, because I think they tried 2 hours at one point, but I'm guessing it didn't go ahead permanently and they just went back to doing the same as us. Everyone else has gone quiet. Just Denise and you, Lena, keeping me chatty. Where's everyone else gone? Yeah, I'm probably going to head off soon, though. Probably once it gets to like 9 o'clock or something. Because I'm quite tired. And I'd rather not fall asleep on camera. Because knowing me, I won't wake back up and you'll all hear me snoring. That'd be lovely for you, wouldn't it? Don't think I'm going to get many more rows out of this ball. Try and look at the colours. Yeah, I think I'm only going to get a couple more rows from this ball, and then I'll start decreasing. So it's not a bad size. I don't know what size it'll measure up to, whether it's baby, cot, or whatever, but I think it'll still be good. Okay, Denise. Leave hubby doing the dishes. Go and do some crochet. Yeah, when you finish your stuff, pop up on the group so I can have a look. That'd be fabulous. But otherwise, take care. Bye bye. Yeah, I've got a couple of other cakes up there, but I don't know what I'm going to make them. There's only one ball of each colour. Does anyone know any good patterns to do for one ball colours? Because I can't decide what to do. They're the King Cole Curiosity balls or cakes. So has anyone made anything with the King Cole Curiosity? Because I really don't know what to make with them. My hubby's currently playing on his computer, probably Civilization or something. So he's got the sofa to himself and I'm sat in my much comfier chair. So this one's designed to support my back in the correct places. It's custom made for my size. So it's really handy. Whereas my sofa is a little bit thank you, Denise. Those viewing hours add up and they count. Saying that, my viewing hours isn't too bad. I'm actually way over the amount needed to earn money from my videos. Unfortunately, I'm nowhere near the subscriber count because obviously you need 1,000. So I still need another 400 people. It's really annoying because I actually had the criteria for the 10,000. I made it 2 weeks, I think it was, before they changed the criteria, so I never actually got accepted. And though I've had the viewing hours since around February, I don't have enough subscribers to actually start earning any money on my videos, which annoys me because there's people who have embedded my videos into their websites and they're earning money on my videos because of all the ads they got on their site, but I'm earning nothing. So that's just not fair. I want to earn some. I mean, I'm not expecting to become a millionaire from a craft YouTube channel, but it would be nice if I can at least cover the cost of the camera. Now the 2 cameras with the webcam and my actual camera. That would be nice. Yeah, not too worried about editing software because that's free anyway, because I use OpenShot, so it's pretty simple. Or my actual daily vlogs, which I tend to do on my phone, I just use iMovies. So pretty simple and cheap. Nothing special and complicated because that's as far as I can manage. Which is ridiculous. I've actually done 2 modules of computers with my degree, but they were stuff I already knew and so old and out of date that it didn't teach me. It taught me how to use really old software, which was pointless. I mean, as it happens, I knew what I was doing and I actually scored really well on the TMAs because of it. But except for the write-up reports, not so good on them because I couldn't get the technical level right. But the actual coding and things wasn't a problem. So I don't know if my level 3 version of computer will actually have more up-to-date software teachings on it. I don't know. But I think I might just look around some other free studying ones for different computer ones. My boys learn coding through various different sites, so I might do some with them on that. But I don't know. But for now, I just need to concentrate on the creative writing side of it because that's what my next module is, which is why I've been going to the creative writing group. I think my next meeting is on Monday, so I'll let you know how that all goes. But I can't remember when the next grammar meeting is. It's probably the Monday after or something. But she's really helped improve my writing skills, so it's been really handy. I understand some basics that I never really noticed in books before until she pointed them out and explained them, and now I see them in every book I read, which is really quite cool. So it's really helped with understanding the creative writing side of it. I don't actually know what sort of thing we'll be doing on the module. All I know is it's called creative writing. But I'm looking forward to it. See how it goes. It's a shame they don't do degrees in crafting. They'd be brilliant that way, you know. Have a degree in that easily. I feel like I'm chatting to myself because no one's commenting. It says there's 4 of you in here, so I'm going to stick around for a little longer. It's been just over an hour already. That's gone fast. I didn't realise it's been going for so long. But luckily the camera seems to have held out. It doesn't seem to have frozen or anything, so that's really good. Once I worked out how to get it running. Once we got sound. Yeah, I don't know. I probably will just stick to going straight through the YouTube site rather than through the OBS or whatever it is until I work out what's going on with the sound. What sort of hat are you making, Jamin? Sorry, I can't actually remember your name, Jamin, so I'm just calling you Jamin. I haven't made any hats for a little while. At one point I went for a stage of making loads of hats. I have so many hats, it's ridiculous. And then I stopped making them. But I'm fancying a few different styles, because at that time I was pretty much making only slouchy hats. I had a real thing for slouchy hats. So I'm thinking of making a few beanie style ones, and see how they look. I don't know, I may look awful in them, but at the end of the day, if they don't look right on me, I can just give them to someone else, can't I? But I have a small head. You might not notice because it looks big. But I actually have a rather small head, so most adult patterns are actually too big for me. So I have to adjust them down to a more sensible size. Because if I make an adult hat, it tends to slip on my head and come down to about here. It's like, well, that's no good. Well, rib hats are quite cool, aren't they? Because they're pretty comfortable. I think they're squishy comfortable to wear. Or is it just me that thinks that? You have to pop a picture up in the Facebook group so we can see the hat when it's finished. It's so peaceful and quiet. Won't be this peaceful come Saturday once my son gets back. I made a slouchy dreadlock hat for a friend of mine many years ago. She loved it because she couldn't find one anywhere. So I made it for her and it worked great. She loved it. I made it in raster colours because that's what she wanted. And it looked really good on her. I was really impressed with it. It was my first time doing one for dreadlocks. And I thought it was really nice. But I was always tempted to have dreadlocks years ago, but I never done it. I did have my hair fully braided, but that's back in the 80s when I was a kid. I had hair down to my butt basically, and we had it fully braided. And I also had it done in the 90s when I was in secondary school. Me and my sister were actually the only ones allowed to do it, because anyone else who'd done it, their hair wasn't done correctly and it looked awful. Whereas we had hairdressers in the family, so it always looked good. But nowadays, I can't handle long hair, so it's all chopped off, but it's the only way I can handle it. I'm kind of going to be glad it's all chopped off once this heat comes again, because there's a lot of hair to have on your head when it's hot. My eyes are having a lot more trouble focusing at the moment. The whole screen is kind of blurry. So it's making reading quite fun. My middle one has a lot of tattoos and ear stretches, and we kept saying no because it would be hard for him to get a job. But he wouldn't listen, because he actually has tattoos not just on his arms but on his hands. And he's going to regret it, because it's going to be really hard to find any decent jobs. Which is silly, because as far as I'm concerned, how you wear your hair and what you have on your body shouldn't matter. Unfortunately, there's still too many narrow-minded idiots out here who will think that if you've got dreadlocks, or if you've got a shaven head, or if you've got tattoos and piercings, that you're this awful person. Whereas actually some of the nicest people I know have those things. Why do you think it matters? is that people looking at it doesn't cause harm to anyone. So I don't know how it should be a problem. If you're not harming someone and it's on your body, where's the problem? I mean, I have rainbow coloured hair. A lot of people look at me, but you know, it's mine and makes me happy, so that's all that matters. If it was just older people, I could understand because of it's a generation thing. But I know younger people have problems, and that just makes no sense. I mean, we should be more enlightened at this day and age, really. Oh, they're prejudiced. Yeah, there's especially over here. Some people are really. If you live in a more conservative town like I do, you know, if you dress differently than everyone or your hair's different than everyone, then they judge you. And it's wrong and it shouldn't be that way. Unfortunately, it is. Which is what we've been trying to say to our son, but he doesn't listen. I mean, I have no problem when if I ever run a business, like I do, but I don't have one that I could actually employ people, it wouldn't bother me. But I know that a lot of employers are bothered by it. I was lucky. I mean, I had bright orange hair and got offered a job without even an interview. So some people don't care. But there are still some people out there who do care. I know what a hijab is, but what's a abaya? Sorry, I don't know what that one is. Yeah, around here you get a lot of judgment for wearing any kind of head covering, and I don't know why. If you want to wear it, what's the problem? Oh, a long dress. Okay, right, sorry. Yeah, what's the problem with it? If that's what you're comfortable wearing, where's the issue? I don't know why people care. Unfortunately, there's just too many narrow-minded people automatically assume that if you're wearing something like that, then you're this type of person. That's just, it's bull. And unfortunately, I think it's going to be many more years before people learn to accept that, which I think is ridiculous. Yeah, that's the way to go. Just ignore them, smile, and say hello, because at the end of the day, it's their problem, not yours. They're the ones who have an issue, and you shouldn't be feeling sad, different, whatever, because of their issues. Though, if you don't mind me asking, I've always wanted to ask: is it hotter wearing them, or because you're covered in things, is it cooler? I always wondered in the hot weathers if wearing full-length covers and things is actually really hot or not. It's cooler. Ah, that's quite cool. I always wondered about that, but I've never had anyone to ask. Yeah, very true. Yeah, if you're covered head to toe, you don't need a lot. The thing is, if you think back, at least in England in the olden days, women wore a lot of headscarves, so they were covered. You know, when they're driving along, they wanted to keep their hair in place, or it was windy, or something. They wore a headscarf. Nobody questioned that. And yet, if a woman is wearing a full head covering nowadays, which covers no more than a headscarf did, really, people get shitty over it. Where's the sense in that? I don't see the logic in people disliking people wearing full coverings. It is life and people, and unfortunately, I don't think no matter how good most of us get, there's always going to be biased, bigoted, narrow-minded idiots in this world, and I think there's not something we can completely get rid of, which is a shame. But I think that slowly but surely there's more acceptance coming, but there's people who are trying to stop that acceptance because they don't like change, or they just don't like people having their own opinions, and it's stupid. I don't have a lot of time for people like that, which is probably why I don't have many friends, because I don't put up with people being narrow-minded, bigoted, racist, homophobic. If any of that, you're out my door. Plain and simple. So, yeah, I don't have many friends. And I'm happy with that, because I'd rather be on my own than put up with narrow-minded idiots. I mean, you're surprised how many people disappeared that were supposed to be my friends when I first became a single mother. Suddenly, all these people who were my friends didn't want to know me because I was a single teenage mother. It's like, I work, I went to college, I was not living off the state other than during the maternity leave because I couldn't get maternity pay with my job. And yet people were still judgmental. And it's just ridiculous. And it's not that I slept around and wasn't careful. I actually was told I couldn't have children. And the father of my kids was off at uni, which is why I was a single parent. He's now back as my husband, but still I'm married to. It's not as if I had different fathers for my kids. They're all the same. And I've been on and off with my husband since I was 14. So, it's not as if I was playing around or anything. Not that there's anything wrong with people who do that, but it's not as if I was, but people still judged. And I just said, screw them. I was happy. I knew that I was doing what was best for me and my kids, and that's all that mattered. And all those who said I'd amount to nothing, well, I have 3 wonderful children who are doing fantastic. A husband, a home, and almost a degree. So screw the rest of them. Yeah, the friends that stuck around after I had my kids disappeared when I started home educating. Because apparently if I home educate, I was going to hell. That and the fact that I'm pagan. Pagan and home educating apparently equals hell. The fact that I actually don't believe in hell because of I'm pagan seemed to completely just go above their head. Which was quite funny. I mean, they're welcome to their opinion, that's fine. But I just don't see the point in being friends with somebody who thinks I'm going to go to hell for having my choices. Oh, some people think home education is just like the devil incarnate, which is ridiculous because there's a hell of a lot of Christian home educators. But no, apparently doing that was bad for my children because I shouldn't keep them home all the time. I was like, they wanted to be home educated, they got home educated. If they wanted to go to school, they would have gone to school. They didn't want to. And at the end of the day, I proved them right. My oldest is in university now. My middle one dropped out, but he got into college easily, and he did get offer for university, he just didn't go. So, I proved that they were perfectly educated being at home. And my youngest has informed me he's going to hopefully do aerodynamics, working on sports cars like Formula 1 things, that sort of thing. That's his aim. So he's doing a lot of study on aerodynamics at the moment, so a lot of physics and maths and things, which he's doing really well on. Quite frankly, it's above my pay grade. There's just a lot I don't understand with aerodynamics. I understand the basics, but some of the stuff just gives a bit above me. But he's found resources that teach him what he needs to know for going to college, and we found a college and a uni that covers what he wants. So he's going to go. Yeah, some people think that children should only be educated in school, and that there's no way a parent can educate their child. I mean, the fact that most parents educate their children from 0 to 5 seems to be oblivious to them. Yeah, exactly. Some people work great in schools. My twin sister's kids all went to school, and there's no way they would have coped to being home educated. It just wouldn't have suited them. So school was the best bet for them. Whereas for mine, home education was the best bet for them. It depends on the child, and that's what it should be. You work to what the child needs. But some people can't understand that. Is it not so easy over there? It's pretty simple to do it here, but you just, it's a shame that it's almost impossible there, because it is such a good option for some children. It's just some children don't cope in the system, and they need, whether it's slower education or faster education or a different way of doing the education, because sometimes it's just simple that the way something explained doesn't make sense to them, and if you change the way it's explained, it makes sense. And I don't know what it's like over there, but over here there's tends to be that you're only allowed one way. That's the only way it gets taught, which is where we had problems, because my boys very different education styles, and one way just wasn't going to work for them. I just think it's silly, because the whole point of school is to teach a child, and a child should be catered for, not just told this is the way it's got to be done, no other way, because it doesn't work. And what could be an extremely, amazingly bright and talented child will be made to feel like they're useless. And that, I think, is just horrible. You see, I always say this way, if everybody's the same, the world would be a very boring place. It's our differences and our variety that makes this world such a wonderful place and makes it worth living. That's a new video out by Kim. I have to have a watch of that later. I think I'm a day behind on Kim's videos. I'm behind on a few videos. Yeah, I don't know many people in the States that home educate, but I knew a couple of people, and they said that they found it quite easy where they were, but it wasn't so easy in other places, which is really weird. But I suppose you all have different rules and regulations depending on the states, don't you, over there? Whereas we tend to have the same rules and regulations. Oh, I hope he's not too ill, Lina. Hope he gets better soon. I know when I was in hospital when I was much younger, they used to have a teacher in the hospital for us. But I know they're supposed to provide tutors for children who are long-term sick over here to do it at home. But it's very hard to get the funding to actually get them, which is ridiculous. Because if you're entitled to it, you should get it. But a lot of school systems and local authorities won't release the funding to pay for the tutors for those who are long-term sick, which I think is just such a shame. Yeah, see, he definitely could do with homeschooling, just so that he can work and rest when he needs to rest, and then work again. Which what I do with my studying, with my health problems, I'll do some studying and then I'll take a rest and then study some more, whereas you can't do that in school. Yeah, that was the problem with our oldest. He was pretty advanced in school at a very early age, and they refused to give him further, more expensive, not expensive, more advanced work. So he got bored, as any kid does. So just give him some extra work, but they wouldn't do it because it wasn't in the curriculum for that year. So yeah, that's why we took him out of school. Whereas my middle one, he had more difficulties. Not a very academic child. So he needed a whole different teaching style. And they wouldn't do that. They just told him he was thick. When he really isn't. He's actually really smart. I mean, when he went to college, before he dropped out, he was actually getting distinctions across the board. He's super smart, but the schools were saying that he was stupid because they just wouldn't teach him the way he needed to be taught. Yeah, you see, if you're different in school, that's when bullying happens. And a lot of schools deny bullying happens, but we all know it does. And so being different in school is extremely hard for a child. So given the option to do it out of school so they're not different, it just makes so much sense. And that's the chat disappearing again. There we go. Yeah, I found mine at one point while they were studying. They just continued learning all year through. They didn't really take many breaks because they were just enjoying it. Because we made learning fun, so they could just still do fun things, but they'd learn while they're at it. Like we have a lot of board games in this house, and if you needed to learn geography, we played a board game called Geography. And obviously I lost most of the time because I suck at geography. But it was about questions, what continents, what language, what currency, whereabouts it was, older names, newer names, all sorts in it. And so they learned some amazing stuff just playing a board game. And they learned maths because we played poker. It's amazing how fast they will learn maths if you're playing poker and they need to be able to bet and work out who's going to win most money. Same with Monopoly. They learn maths so much quicker on those games. If they've got something to gain from it, suddenly maths is fun. Did I actually say hello to you, Bear, or did I just reply to your comments? If I didn't say hello, hello, sorry. I'm a little oblivious because I'm quite tired. As much as I love being at the beach, it actually wears me out, which is weird because I find it so relaxing and calming there. But once I get home, I feel really tired. Yeah, definitely not going to have many more rows with this yarn. I think maybe a couple more rows and then this will be done because I've got that done. Obviously the corner, it's holding in my hand. And I've only got that left. I don't know if you can see. That's all I've got left on it. So I think a couple more rows and I'll probably be out of this and I'll start doing the decreased rows. I'm doing a corner to corner blanket. So I can hold it up without losing the hook. Okay, see that? So yeah, just basic corner to corner. It's with the Serdar Snuggly Patter Cake yarn. I don't know if I can show you that. So the colours, they're quite washed out with this thing, so you can't see them very well. But that one's a nice deep pink, and then we've got a lilac colour, then a deeper purple, and then we've got blue yellow and white. Somewhere hidden in it is usually a bit of green as well, but there's not much green. If you can just see between the yellow and blue, there's a tiny bit of green, but not much. Yeah, the darkest colour is a purple, but the lighting in it is awful. If you saw the video with my star blanket, it's the same yarn, the exact same colourway as the star blanket. Yeah, I can't remember what colourway this is called. It's just shade 754. It doesn't seem to have a name, so I don't know. But it's really pretty. The camera is not showing how pretty it is. It is this is a gorgeous purple, but it's just the lighting is terrible. I'm gonna have to fix some better lighting in here. I actually have about 4 blankets on the go at the moment. I'm determined to get some finished. The Rings of Change is almost finished. So hopefully another week or so and that'll be finished. But I've still got the Giant Leaf Graphghan to finish. I'm obviously working along with Terry's Crochet Along for the Christmas blanket, so I'm still working on that. Which I'm supposed to be doing 2 of them, but I've actually only done the stuff for 1 of them. And should I say them all? I can't remember how many I've said. And this one, obviously. I don't know if I missed one. Sorry, I'm sure I'll show it in one of the videos. I have the problem of, I like to call it startyitis. I like starting too many projects, which means then I have a whole bunch that need finishing. So I'm determined to start trying to finish off some projects because it's getting ridiculous. This one will go on my shop. The Giant Leaf Graphghan was actually something my nephew wanted me to make him. It's a giant marijuana leaf, which he wanted. So in theory, that'd go to him, but if not, it'd go on my shop if he changes his mind. The 2 Christmas blankets I'm supposed to be doing, one is for my mum, and one will go in the shop. And the Rings of Change blanket is for me, though my youngest is determined that it's for him because he's in love with it, but it's for me. Hi, Crafty Crafter. I'm supposed to be making a cardigan for myself, but I haven't even started it yet. It's a rainbow one. Lady shared a pattern with it that she wrote. It's awesome. Just haven't got around to doing it yet. Yeah, I often make Christmas gifts for all the family, but I'm running out of things to make them because they've all had several blankets off me now. And they don't all wear hats and scarves, and the ones who do have had many of them off of me now. So my mum wants, I don't know if anyone remembers, a while ago I designed a cross pattern open overlayer top tunic thing. My mum wants one of them, so I'll probably end up making her that for Christmas for her. And some more socks because she really liked the socks I knitted her. But I don't know what I'm going to do anyone else. Oh, I've not looked at that. I'll have to look at that because I could do it another rainbow cardie, because the one I'm supposed to be doing is a rainbow cardie, but you can never have too many. You see, I love dishcloths and I've made them for here, but nobody else in my family likes them. They think it's weird to have handmade dishcloths. I think it's great because they're so pretty, but most of them are used to the J cloths, the cheap tatty things that fall apart and look ugly and skanky, but they love them. But yeah, so I don't do dishcloths for my family because they just won't use them. Whereas I love them and I will use them. Yeah, I'd rather only use homemade dishcloths, and I made a whole bunch of them. And slowly but surely, my children managed to make them disappear. I have no idea where they are, so I'm going to make a whole bunch more. Because I also made pan holders, things to pick up saucepan lids and things. And I don't know where half of them are. So I will get them using them at some point. Oh, I bet they did come in handy. I think if our dishwasher broke, my husband and my children would have a heart attack. They don't like using your hands and hand washing, whereas I grew up doing that, so it doesn't bother me. But because of my eczema, I can't actually do it because people say use gloves. I'm actually allergic to the gloves as well. So I can't hand wash. So they all insist on having a dishwasher. So yeah, they wouldn't cope without one. Might be fun to see them try. I do have homemade bath puffs and face wash things for myself. The boys wouldn't use them. They liked the bath puff, but they don't really use it much. I have a long back scrubby thing that I've made as well, which I really like. I made them out of acrylic instead of cotton because I like the scrubby effect, kind of a gentle exfoliating. Yeah, see, I'd be quite happy not having a dishwasher. I'd rather hand wash, then I know it's done properly. But as I'm not the one washing up, I don't really get a say in it. But oh well, it's the same with a microwave. We have a microwave here. I don't want a microwave. I don't like microwaves, but I got outvoted. There's only 5 of us in this house, and yet somehow my kids managed to make it look like there's 20 amount of dishes they get out. But as they all have to clean it up, it's their problem. Yeah, most of my dishcloths are actually Tunisian crochet. Because while I was learning Tunisian crochet, I figured I might as well make a bunch of dishcloths. So that's what they were, and technically that's what they still are. I just can't find them. Same goes for all the flannels that I made. I know where 2 of them are, but I don't know where the third one is, which is actually one that was made with cotton. So yeah, I need to make new ones. I have a whole bunch of cotton upstairs, and I don't know what to do with it. I was thinking about maybe a market bag or something, but I think it might be too thin for that. It doesn't say what ply it is, but I think it's definitely smaller than DK weight. I think it's probably closer to a 4-ply or something. So I'm not sure if it's thick enough for a market bag. So I might just turn that into a bunch of cloths. But it's an odd colour. It's a pretty colour, but it's an odd colour. So I don't really know what to do with it. Yeah, I think I prefer dishes to be done 3 times a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Unfortunately, nobody else in this house does. So it just piles up until the evenings and gets done in one big long pile. But oh well. I'm not going to moan at them when they're the ones that do it and I don't, so it's their choice. I love colours, which drives me mad in this house because we rent, we can't decorate, so everything is magnolia. As you can see, the wall behind me, that's the colour of everything in the house. And the curtains here are one type of the colour that's everywhere in the house, different patterns, and some are like brown circles with more of a cream thing. But everything's just beige and magnolia and white, and it drives me mad. I like colour. I like colour a lot. So can't really have much. See, Duncan works on the garden here. It's a tiny garden, but it gets overgrown really quickly because the people who set this place up, which was before my landlady, she bought it like it, put massive plants in there. They're really pretty, but they grow so big and so fast. They just overpower this tiny garden. So we spend more time cutting everything back than we do actually enjoying the garden. We could change the curtains, but if the landlady come round for a house inspection, we'd have to put it all back. And that's just more hassle than I can deal with. So I have colourful bedding and colourful cushions and colourful clothing. We're not even allowed shelves up, so that's why we have these display cabinets, because it's the only way to display anything. Well, this is the only house we've been in that's been this strict. Other places have let us decorate. The only condition is that we put it back to a more neutral colour when we move out. But this place, super strict. I mean, now we've got a different we had a landlord when we moved in, but he sold the house to his daughter. So we now have a landlady, and she's a little more forgiving. So she let us change the front garden, which was all stone, is now grass and much prettier. So she's letting us do a few different changes, but not a lot. Yeah, most of the places we've had, it's been get your own curtains and things, but this place, the lampshades and the curtains match the house, and that's what gets put up. Whereas before, yeah, we had all different colours, so they just sit in the airing cupboard now, not doing much, though I've gave some of them away to different people over the years. But yeah, we just try to have more colourful bedding and things around the house. I have a lot of pink fluffy cushions, much to my boys' horror. I have a large amount of pink fluffy cushions and pink fluffy blankets and multicoloured granny square blankets, and we just put that sort of colour everywhere. See, I like the idea of minimalist living, but I can never do it. I like my stuff too much. If I had a house big enough to put a large amount of cupboards in to hide all my stuff and pretend I had minimalist living, great. But this place is tiny, you can't do that. If we put cupboards here, then there'd be no room for me to sit. Now this is a proper house, but they're not new build now, but they were not here when I was a kid growing up around here. They were built when I was a teenager here, I think, and they're small. I mean, compared to some houses that are built around here now, these aren't too bad a size, but compared to the houses I grew up in as a kid, they're so much smaller. Not to say the houses I had before were big, tiny compared to the house my husband grew up in, but compared to this house, they were so much bigger. This place is just so small, it's annoying. And see, we're quite lucky when we rent, we don't have to pay anything. Yeah, that's the one good side of renting, is that we don't have to worry about the damage or anything. If there was damage, the landlady pays for it. unless it's something that we've purposely damaged, obviously, then we'd have to pay for it. That's the one thing that I'm glad about renting, that we never have to worry if something major happens to the actual building, because that's the landlady's responsibility. Whereas obviously those of you who rent own have to pay for that yourself, and I know that's not cheap. But maybe one day we'll get our own place. Problem is, we couldn't afford to buy a house this big. We can rent it, but there's no way we'd have the money to pay for outright for this house. It's so expensive where we live. I mean, we're quite lucky that the rent here hasn't really gone up much in the how long have we been here now? 9 years? Yeah, in the 9 years we've been here, it's not really gone up very much. So we've been really lucky. If we tried to get a place equivalent to this size now, we'd be paying a lot more money. So we're kind of stuck here really, because there's just no way we'd afford anything else. Yeah, see, this place is reasonably expensive because it's a nice little village. But I don't want to live in like the town centre or something. I couldn't cope with the large amount of traffic and noise. I like being in a little village where there's just not much going on. It's good. Well, that sucks, Bear. See, I suppose that's something we don't have to worry about over here. There isn't really like a homeowners association thing around here. You pretty much do what you want, within reason. You know, there's planning permission for things and that. So we have a large amount of choice on house insurance with many different companies, and we're not in a too risky area. We live reasonably close to a woods, but it's not a high risk burning type woods, and there's no risk of flooding or anything really here. So we're quite lucky where we are, that it's pretty straightforward when it comes to insurance. Just noticed the time. I planned on stopping at 35 minutes ago. Kind of run away from me on the time. So I think I'm gonna call it quits and go to bed, because it's getting harder and harder to see anything. But thank you all for dropping by. If I can work out how to schedule with YouTube, I will put a proper schedule up next time. If not, keep an eye out in my Facebook group, because I'll always post them there if I plan on going up. So hopefully I'll do another one soon, but I don't know when. I've got to make sure I'm not hopefully clashing with anyone else. I don't know, other than jams on Saturdays, I don't know the timings of anyone else's, so I'll have to check it. But I bet that's going to be costly, replacing a roof. That's going to be a nightmare. I'm so glad we don't have those hassles. Rent might be a pain in the bum, but it's so much better than owning in some ways, though the ability to decorate would be really nice. Right, so I'm going to go and hopefully catch you all again soon. So you take care. Bye.